హాయ్ హలో అందరికీ నమస్కారం. Welcome to today's theme #SweroChat 10 questions with Swero stars. And today we have Sangeeta and Tejaswini Sweros from Delhi University with us. And Sangeeta is a BCom Commerce from SRCC Delhi University third year. And Tejaswini is also studying the same course BCom honors in SRCC Delhi University. And both of you, it's a very absolute honor for us to have you here to share your DU experiences and your life in Delhi, etc. And thank you so much for giving your time and being here with us. And we also understand that you have your examinations and other things going, but like thank you for giving us your time and coming to this platform to share all your experiences for the DU aspirants in the future. So how are you guys doing? How are things going? Would you like
Yes,
to?
everything is fine, Akka.
Yes.
It's great, Akka, great experience, and this is a wonderful opportunity.
Yeah. So it's COVID lockdown and stuff. So I'm sure you are at your homes. So how are things
Yes,
at your place? Is it fine? Everything is okay and safe?
Yes, Akka,
in my
everything is okay.
That's
it
great.
is even fine in my place.
Okay, that's great. That's great. You guys are staying safe and taking care. So shall we start with our questions?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. So our first questions is basically the Instagram page that I'm on and on the YouTube channel. So we do have a lot of Sweros and non-Sweros. So it'll be great if you guys introduce yourself, where you can just cover your name, your education, your connection with Swero schools and what you're doing right now. Okay. So Sangeeta, would you like to go ahead first, please?
So I am Sangeeta Ketapaka, studying BCom honors third year in Shriram College of Commerce, Delhi University. So I hail from village Mallareddipalli, Warangal. My social welfare journey has started in 2009 when I have joined in Parkal Social Welfare and then in Gavli Social Welfare. Now through as I have done good in my 12th, I scored very good marks and through merit I have joined in DU.
Yeah. And thank you, Sangeeta. So where are you presently living?
I'm at my village only, Mallareddipalli, Warangal district.
Yeah. Thanks, Sangeeta. Hi, Tejaswini. Would you like to go ahead?
Yes, Akka. I am Tejaswini Shigari Spero. I am graduate from SRCC Sriram College for Commerce, Delhi University, from 2017 to 2020. I did my schooling in Telangana Residential Social Welfare School, Toguta, which is in Medak district. And I completed my level 12 from Gaulidodi Social Welfare School. Um, I am from Nizamabad district. My village is Nallamadugu. It is a very remote village. And I'm presently staying in Uppal, which is in Medchal district.
Thank you so much for such lovely introductions, you both. So let's move on to our second question. So our second question is, could you please tell us about your Delhi University journey and you guys being the first batch from Speros? And I'm sure that's right, right? You guys are the first batch. So how does it feel and what kind of challenges did you guys face? And what did you guys do to overcome those challenges? And I'm sure it's a big challenge, right? Like being the first batch, going to a complete different state and studying there. So how do you guys feel? What kind of challenges did you face? Would you like to go ahead, Sangeeta, first?
So actually at the beginning we don't know anything about DU
Mm.
and being the first batch, our secretary and most of the officials, those who are really working hard for the DU project, they they did their best to admit us in the DU. So it's a long struggle actually. It started from the beginning, screening the students, and then somehow when we went to Delhi, so the admission process is very long, and that was the hot summer season, and everything is new for us. So somehow, really, we completed our admissions, and then so every sem has passed like anything. We enjoyed. There are many, even some hardships we faced, like the culture, the diversity. We don't know that kind of culture and tradition and everything. And we see Delhi is very um, like diversified place where we can see all kind of people. It is very hard to communicate and adjust with those people. Now we have lot of friends, but at the beginning it is very hard. And if we talk about food, and that is so horrible in Delhi. um, they eat like they eat without any salt, nothing, so it is tasteless, I mean. But now we are like, we can eat it, we can live forever. So, and the weather conditions are so bad in Delhi actually. Extreme cold and extreme summers. We cannot do anything flexibly in Delhi. This is a part when come to academics. The actual struggle started there. Our syllabus standards are very low, and there the standard of books or the standard of syllabus is like huge. We don't know it before, and we just know the beginning of all the commerce and economics part. We don't know the deep part of it. We really struggled a lot in the beginning. But however, me and Teja in same college, but we have different sections and all. I'm in different section and she's in different section. So we have different subjects too, the GE part and all. Somehow we managed. We always try to do give the best in any exam. And yeah, these all were challenges in the beginning, but now we all are fine with that. All weather, food, culture, and everything.
Yeah. Thank you, Sangeeta. Thanks for sharing. Teju, do you want to add to that?
Yes, Akam. In the beginning, DU admission was based on merit.
Mhm.
And when Secretary Sir Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar, IPS, when he thought of joining our students in DU, he called all the merit students, and we went to head office. I saw a lot of people, lots of people who have scored merit, but after hearing about this Delhi project and the plan which the sir has, many thought of not joining it because we usually think Delhi is unsafe place for girls, and we heard a lot of stories. So in the minds of parents also, it is not comfortable to send the children to Delhi. Secretaries convinced parents in that meeting only, and our teachers, Renuka ma'am from Gauligaddi, convinced our parents, and uh, after hearing all that support which society is giving, my parents agreed to send me to Delhi. Then we started from there. From nearly 60 people, I think 60 merit score students, we 12 have selected, and I feel very fortunate to be one among these 12 first batch students. And I am very thankful to Secretary Sir for giving this opportunity for our batch. And in the beginning, it was so hard. Admission process was very tough. If we don't have any one certificate, or if they think the certificate is wrong, they'll cancel our admissions entirely. But Secretary Sir has been active throughout our process, and Sweros network has also helped us. In my admission process, there is some issue in my certificate, but with the help of Sweros network, I got it cleared so quickly, and I was able to get the admission. Yes, as Sangeeta said, the story is the same. The
Yeah.
food, the climate, the culture, especially language. I don't know little bit of Hindi also when I went to Delhi. It is somewhat hard to manage, but after 1 year, we got to it. We were used to it.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, the kind of experiences that you guys are sharing, like it's a wide range of experiences, right? For example, it's going to a different, all different state together, and it's in the north, and the culture is totally different. The weather is different. The academics are different. The transition is like huge, and I can see that point because, for example, like when I went to Bangalore, or coming to London for that matter, it's like that, right? Like going to a completely different place which you don't know anything about, and adjusting to the circumstances. And Sangeeta was also saying that you guys didn't share the same class. You guys were in different sections.
Yeah, yes, Akkam.
Yeah, and which means you guys fought it alone, right? Yeah, you guys tried to manage things on your own. And I'm sure social sciences, I think it was very limited for economics or commerce batch. So it's just to yourself, right? Like, handling things on your own, and that's amazing. I mean, you guys did it, which is great. Now you guys are so comfortable, and you guys have many friends, and you guys are used to the kind of environment and culture, and it's great to hear how you guys adjusted and going on, and I'm very proud of you guys. I must say. Yeah. And so let's move to our third question, which is, what are your views and opinions about Svero ideology? So Teja, would you like to go ahead on that? Because you also mentioned how Svero network and
Yes.
Praveen sir helped a lot for you guys to get into the institutions. Would you like to go ahead on
Uh,
that?
yes, Akkam. Uh, we all have the same identity. We are identifying ourselves as a sparrow, and identities change future. Secretary sir says this,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, we all are united because of this Vero identity, and we are in a network which helps us when we go through any challenging tasks. Like I said, my family is a small family which don't have any social or economic background. We were living in a city without any support from a community. So I think this Vero network, I feel that Vero network is always standing as a strength to me. uh, See, I don't have any background, still I am able to do it up to Delhi. It's because Swero network has given that strength to my family, that we will come when you have any tough situation. This type of motivation is coming from Swero ideology. In this network, we have that feeling that um, if we have any obstacle in front of us, we have this strength. So I think we can do anything with this support. This is a very needy support which we are getting from Swedish.
That's true. That's very true, Teja. Could you please, do you want to add anything to add to that, Sangeeta?
Um, it basically, I feel, as a recent social reform or social revolution, because it is transforming lives of many students, and it is changing the thought process of many people. It is giving such opportunity for the people like who are financially and economically low,
Mm-hmm.
and it is uniting everyone irrespective of the caste, religion, and everything. So it is trying to change the society and to build a better society for the students.
That's true. And yeah, these are very important points, right? So for example, we understand that we have like very less background when it comes to like our own family, and then going to Delhi University and studying. We can always like look up to something called Sweru Network, where we know that they're for us, and we can always seek help from them, and we're working like a family where we're helping each other inside, right? So that's a very good point to notify. And then I also am very glad that people are going to different places with the help of Sweru Network, and the support network is always there with you guys. So that's a very good thing to hear, and I'm so glad it's been going on very good, so that the future aspirants can also get into colleges, and get support from Sphero network as much as possible. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And let's move on to our fourth question. So this question is about, could you please, so like I know you guys have been in social welfare institutions for so long, right? Like you've studied in Toguta, and you've studied in Aspero schools since you guys were kids. So could you please tell one best thing about Svero schools that you want to tell non-Sveros about? Like one best thing that you think. And you guys are very good analyzers, right? Because we've all been in the school since kids, like before Praveen sir, after Praveen sir, we've seen all these things. So would you guys like to want to share one best thing about the Svero schools that you want to tell non-Sveros? Anybody can go ahead.
What I observed is in social welfare schools we get the space for self discovery. like we have opportunities and no one is there like our parents to push us to grab that opportunity. We ourselves our, push us to grab that opportunity. So I feel that in Swero schools, with these opportunities present around, we discover ourselves what we are, how much strength I has, can I able to perform in front of a large group, or and uh, it also supports personality development. We develop our personality by participating in competitions. So I think it will improve our personality to face challenges when we come outside. It gives us so much personal space to improve ourselves.
Thank you, Teja. Would you like to add on to that, Sangeeta?
And everything is the best, but I feel we live without our parents in social welfare, and it's because of our friends. Friendship is, I feel, the most important thing in the social welfare, where we share, we care, we enjoy, and it's like we never really remember our parents, or we never cry. So, and we learn to live mutually with other person, and we can find lot of friends, and yeah, we can really manage to do everything, the teamwork we do, and anything that we initiate will be supported by our friends, and that friendship I feel really very important for me.
Yeah. And I think these 2 points that you guys mentioned are very unique, right? And a lot of people don't talk about it. For example, like Tejaswini was talking about how, social welfare schools give you a space where you can personally develop among yourself so that now you can go out and, you're ready for a change. You're ready for being adapting to the circumstances. And that power is given when you were there in the social welfare schools. And that's a very good point, and a lot of people don't talk about it, right? We grow so much personally, and that becomes a very important place. And somehow your point and Sangeeta's points are connected, right? So Sangeeta is talking about how friendship is, being a very good factor among our schools, because we almost live up away from our parents for most of our lives. Like if you see, we've been to our schools when we were sixth standard, and then we're away fifth or sixth standard, and we're away from our parents, and all we have is friends and teachers, right, who are supporting us. And both your points are connected in a way where you're talking about how friendships is so important and how supporting among friends is very important, because we're not spending so much time with our parents. It's only on when holidays we go, and then this is where we are also learning how to develop ourselves alone, how to grieve on our own, how to face problems on our own. And the social welfare schools are also setting us a stage to just go out and live wherever we can, in a way. And these are very good points. Thanks for putting that out very honestly. Thank you so much. And the next question is fifth one, which is how Sweroism changed your life and perspectives. Would you like to mention anything on that? Like how Sweroism impacted you? Sangeeta,
So
anybody can go ahead.
uh, as Teju mentioned, we cannot isolate ourselves. I mean, we cannot think individually about ourselves when we actually enter into this Spheroism and Sphero network. Whatever we do, whatever we think, uh, we always make sure that that will connect to our society, and that will really help to somebody like us. So the perspective that um, actually helps us to help to many people. It's like we won't be selfish. We'll try to help as much as we can, as we also help by someone else. So this network also, this Pharaohism also changes the perspective of a student in a way to think high, where our 10 commandments or whatever the norms we are following, they always try to push us, and we really never worry about anything, because even if I think about anything, I always feel I have the DU network. There are more than 200 people. Whatever I can do, really I can do, and there are many officials we know, and those who are really working hard for us. So it gives the strength, and it actually never makes us to think low in any way. Obviously, we are from very low backgrounds financially or economically. So whenever whenever we want to really think about something, there are constraints around us, like the money or the people around us or whatever. So, but this Sphero perspective will make us to think beyond our constraints, and it will give that power to do anything beyond our controls or constraints.
Yeah, that's a very good point, Sangeeta. Would you like to add on to that, Teja?
Yes, Akam. I feel that this Veroism, by working in this network and by seeing how people are helping one another to solve the problems, I feel that it creates a purpose to our lives also. It creates a purpose like I need to work hard, then I need to pay back. I also need to help another few students to reach their goal. It creates a purpose to our life by seeing struggles of our Veros.
Yeah.
And Swerism is helping mainly, it is supporting students who want to pursue education wherever they want, whatever field they want to. So education is a main key to change our lives. And Swerism is doing that and supporting that. Yeah, we are very proud to be a Swero.
Yeah. Thank you so much for both sharing that and your points about how we all do have constraints because of the low financial backgrounds that we come from, and how Sveroism is giving you a purpose, like Tejo said, right? It's giving us a purpose where we can have hope. Right? It's giving us hope to make ourselves better every day and excel in every field as much as possible because we do have a support network. And thanks so much for answering for that. And let's move on to our next question, which is about 10 commandments. So how 10 commandments changed your life, and what is your favorite or one life changing commandment that you always believe in? Teju, would you like to go ahead?
Yes, Sakam. Ten Commandments has played a major role. Like going to Delhi or anything when we are in a tough situation. When I remember them, they always pushes me to do the task. Like between Delhiites or between DU colleges are very elite colleges, and there by seeing that people, I used to feel somewhat inferior sometimes to by looking at them, to talk or to in the dressing style or in the fashion. Um, this somewhat disappoints me sometimes. But by remembering Ten Commandments, I use it to beat up those feelings which I am getting, and then I use it to push me myself to um, to uh, to acknowledge them, to acknowledge this. These are not mine, and I need to abide by these principles. Those have helped me a lot. And my favorite commandment is the 10th commandment, that is, I shall never give up, because in between long journeys or in between tough situations, I used to give up in the middle. But this commandment always pushes me to complete the task with perfection, and that is my favorite commandment.
Yeah.
I followed it many times.
Thank you, Teju. Thanks for sharing. Sangeeta, would you like to go ahead?
So, um, Ten Commandments are like, driving force for every Sphero. Even for me, I cannot say one. Three, I love three commandments.
Go ahead.
Like sometimes I used to feel low. As Teju said, if you see in my class, there are many elite people, and sometimes we feel low in terms of knowledge or whatever. So, but this commandment, the first commandment, I'm not inferior to anyone. We always used to remember this. I don't know. Sometimes I used to remember, and I used to really become very strong. And the first commandment is always there for me because I'm sometimes very shy, I feel very low sometimes. And the next one is I shall do honest, hardworking, and punctual. If I feel I'm not on the track, I'll definitely remember this. So this is also one of my favorites. And the last, I shall never give up. If I start any task, no matter what, I'll definitely finish it. And this is the main reason. This I shall never give up. I won't give up the task. So I love these 3 commandments. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. And how you guys were pointing out, this commandment about I'm not inferior to anyone. And I think we've all been that in that position, right? Like, for example, going to a different place and, entering into such elite institutions. I think I've also been in that place where I always used to feel, maybe not up to their standards or, things like that. And these commandments did always helped us. And like you guys were also sharing, these commandments are always like a support, like a backbone, or something that's pushing us to be better, or pushing us to soothe ourselves. Because there are a time, every human being has times where they feel low, and there's something that needs to be there to push them, and these 10 commandments were always there in our lives. So thanks for sharing your story about how do you feel about 10 commandments. Thank you so much for that. And the next question, so as you can see, it's amazing and lovely to see you both in one frame, and I've known you for a long time, both of you. So you're very young and confident, and it's amazing that you're studying in Delhi University and you're almost about to finish it. So what is the secret of this perseverance that you've been putting up with for so long? Just like 1 or 2 lines about just sharing about that, like how, what keeps you going, what keeps you going on this fast pace.
So when we started this DU admissions until now, we are under the control of secretary. We are under the control of our society. So they are the main reason for this perseverance or whatever. And because of them only we are able to really succeed in all the SEMs. And now, uh, even from the beginning, whenever whatever kind of guidance we need, they are always ready to give. And the secretary sir, we used to maintain a lot of transparency. Like whatever is going on here, we used to make him to know. And he always used to boost us through, you know, through the network we have, the teachers or whosoever are guiding us. And they used to take the marks for every sim. They used to ask our marks and our performance and everything all round. Whatever is going on, we used to explain to secretary and the officers who are really in this project. So I think this is the main thing that really made us to continue very well.
Yeah, thanks for that, Sangeeta. Would you want to add to that, Tejan?
Yes, Akam. My for my motivation, motivates me all the time is the hard work of my parents, hard work of our teachers who supported us throughout our journey, and hard work of our Swero network also. Especially by seeing our secretary sir, I always get motivated because he provided all the resources to us when we complain anything which this is not in a way in Delhi, and he immediately solved it, and he always introspected like what are the challenges you are facing, what I need to provide more. He always asked and provided all the things which we want. Seeing hard work of all these people, sir worked very hard to run this Delhi project. We are very thankful to all those who are working for us, and that motivates us, and we want to take this motivation forward.
Yeah.
One more point,
Yes.
um, and being in Delhi, actually it is very expensive. They have to pay a lot for our college fee as well as double and triple for hostel fees for accommodation mainly. So whenever they are paying fee for us, we used to think a lot. I mean, this much money, they are really taking a lot of struggle and pain to pay us. Secretary sir used to say, this is the blood and sweat of many sparrows we are paying for you. So please try your best. And that was so touching. We always used to think about it.
Yeah. And if I could see from your responses, it's a mix of things, right? The support from the Swero network financially, for your education over there, and the hard work of your parents, and the hard work of everyone around you, the family and the friends that are supporting you. All these are making you keep going and never give up, right? So that's such a great thing to hear, and it's amazing that you guys are keep going in your studies, and doing the best you could do in each field that you enter. That's great to hear. So let's answer our eighth question. So eighth question is, what are your future prospects and how do you want to pay back to the society? Sangeeta, would you like to go ahead?
Yes, I have many short-term plans and long-term plans. Uh, like I'm just completing my graduation now. Once I'm done with my final exams, I have to give my PG entrance exams, and thereafter I'm planning to prepare for many competitive exams, like for RBI exams, and so these are just for my short-term goals only. And then the long-term plan that I have to pay back to society is uh, I want to I want to be a social entrepreneur, like who would try to change the society with whatever the initiatives that I can. So I feel through this mission I can really pay back to society by introducing whatever the new initiatives I can to develop the students and their perspective. So yeah, these are I'm planning to do in my future.
Yeah, thanks, Sangeeta. Thanks for sharing. Teja, would you like to go ahead, please?
Yes. I do have short-term and long-term plans. In short term, I need to first complete my education. Then, in long term, I want to become a civil servant, a IAS officer, and I want to pay back to society by working in Swero network only. I want to have how Swero network is helping one another. I wanted to do that. I will also help our students to achieve whatever they dream of.
Yeah, it's amazing to hear your goals and aims in life, and I'm sure you guys will achieve. You've come this long
Thank
way,
you.
and it will be very, very, very easy for you guys to achieve whatever you want in life, because you're very determined, that that we can very obviously see it. And let's move on to our ninth question. So this question is basically about uh, we wanting you to explain your transition from Swero schools to Delhi University. And at the same time, could you also give a message to all the aspiring Swero Delhi University aspirants? Any kind of message that you want to give them, please go ahead.
So actually, we learned something more in DU. Um, we see we are actually um, we see a new world in DU. I mean, which is very elite, which we never see. In terms of the education, the living standards of people, or the friends that we have, the college, and it is actually a new atmosphere. We amazed by seeing those people in DU. So here in social welfare, we just have the people who are very par with us in terms of knowledge, economy. I mean, in terms of financially, economically. But there, it is we can see a wide range of people from different backgrounds,
It's very
and we can
diverse.
really observe uh, where we are lacking it, and and we can move on to cover those all lackings. And here comes DU is the being the capital. Uh, we actually can explore many places, and we enjoy a lot of party kind of festival, college fairs and all. So I feel like those who really can face these challenges, whatever we said, the food, culture, and all, it is really a good step to take. Like that, you can give you the uh, new experience, and we learn a lot. In social welfare, we have the proper strategy, proper schedule to do every day, and here, like now we are independent, we have our own set of goals, set of works, so we'll be able to manage everything. And we'll be knowing many new things. And the opportunities, I should say, really give more opportunities if you want to do internships or if you want to explore anything. And especially for the people who are preparing for civils, uh, DU will not provide any kind of coaching, but there are many people who are preparing for civils even in my class. And the material available, the human resource that you really is available in Delhi, there are many people, so you'll get a lot of guidance, and you'll be able to crack it very easily. I mean, you have to study, um, and yeah, you can even enjoy. That will be a good experience.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Sangeeta. Teja, would you like to go ahead, please?
Um, in DU is a brand. Delhi University is a prestigious college. From SRCC, Shriram College of Commerce, for me, if I were to tell my story, that SRCC will be a brand. It is to be written in golden words because it's so powerful. The network of Delhi students is also very wide throughout India and foreign. And I feel that being DU uh, capital of is in the capital of India.
Yeah.
By the diversity we get by studying in DU, we get a holistic view about India. We see all kinds of people, their culture, their language. We were uh, uh, adopted to it, so we'll get a holistic view. And it's a brand. Like going from social welfare to Delhi University, I feel like I have some extra wings to
Yeah.
use.
Yeah.
Delhi University is like that. If I
Yeah.
were to say that I'm from Delhi University, uh, it gives so much power. And in Delhi University, we get easy access. As Sangeeta said, we get easy access to coaching. There are no coachings in Delhi University especially, but there are coaching institutes, and so many DU students go to that coaching institutes. We get easy access to resources. We have knowledge, very expertised teachers, professors in the university. We have so many opportunities to do internships, as well as we get a placement opportunity. We get placement opportunities in reputed companies with a big package. And yes, there are libraries also in Delhi University, which we can explore if we wish to come. But I suggest that whoever wants to come to DU, if you get a chance, don't miss it. Because staying in DU, I don't feel any kind of difference between uh, there and this except diversity. But after the completion of college, this DU brand will give you very bright future.
That's true.
Will locate you somewhere, will identify
Exactly.
you.
So this whole vibe and the environment that it will also help you in the future is very important, right? And yeah, thanks for sharing that DU experience with us. And so the last and final question is basically about how now, as you can see, Sveros are pretty much in every part of the world, right? So people are, going to states in North, people are studying in Delhi, people are going to different countries, etc. So, how do you feel about that? And what is your message or final word for all the rising Sveros?
It gives so much power when we hear that sparrows are there in every part of the world. It feels like if we were to go to some other place also, we don't get fear.
Yeah,
We have our family members there, we can go and take their help.
yeah,
So Sparrow Network providing this wide range of network is very helpful to all sparrows. And the message I want to give is we have a lot of opportunities which sparrows are providing. Uh, I I suggest them, if they work hard and use every opportunity they get, they'll achieve whatever they dream of with the help of our spirits.
yeah. Thanks, Tejo. Sangeeta, would you like to go ahead, please?
So it is really happy to know that our sparrows are everywhere, in every corner of this world, and it is really good to explore new things, right? New place and all. So it also gives that confidence that really we can live anywhere. So if we uh, there are many opportunities for us. So all that we need is just pushing ourselves despite of whatever the problems we have. And please don't limit yourself. And for the temporary problems or temporary circumstances, so try the best. Whatever the opportunities we have in the social welfares, we have to use them the best. I think that is the best thing that we can do for our life. And then automatically everyone will help us, secretary or society, or if you have that intention to do something else, everyone will be behind you.
Yeah.
So don't limit and don't adjust, don't compromise for your lives. There are many new places that we have to see in this world. So be confident and so be the Sweros wherever you are.
Yeah. And,
And
yeah, go ahead, Teja.
um, and when we think of and when we dream when we dream, we limit our dreams by considering our social and economic backgrounds.
Yeah.
I suggest Veros to consider their economic backgrounds and dream as much as big as they can, and stay connected with Sphero network so that they can make their dream possible.
Yeah. And both your points about how there are lots of opportunities, all you need to do is have an intention and dream about it, right? And all you need to have is that. And the Spero Network will always help you to go and achieve those goals. So that's a very good message to all our, rising and upcoming Speros. Thank you very much for sharing your experiences today. And for people who are watching this interview, for people who don't know, so basically Tejaswini and Sangeeta are my juniors back in Gaudadodi, and it's very I'm very happy to interview them and take their responses today and present it to you all, because the experiences, the kind of experience that they are having are national, right? It has a perspective, it has a different perspective, and your perspective is given to all the upcoming and rising Sweros or DU aspirants for that matter. I think that's a very good inspiration to all of us. And thank you very much for giving your time to explain your experiences, to explain your challenges, or some methods that you've used to sort of overcome it, and how you're going with your studies right now, and what determination that you're up with right now, guys. And it's amazing to hear your experiences for sure. And I would also want to add on to our final note, saying that uh, I'm very, very proud of you both, and the answers that you're giving, the way that you're speaking, the way that you've become so confident, and, the way that you're very humble and modest in your answers, and the whole range of experience that you've been explaining. So I'm so, so proud of you to see you both, in one frame and talk about DU experiences and also represent DU Spheros. It's a privilege to have you both here. And thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for this wonderful meeting. So signing off, hashtag Svero Chat, 10 questions with Svero stars, Sangeeta and Tejaswini Sveros. Jai Bhim, Jai Sveros.
Jai Veer,
Jai,
Jai Sweros.
Jai Sweros.